Hello everybody and welcome to a special episode of Night of the Dead. That wasn't very good then, is it? Let's do it all again, together. Ready? Night of the Dead. I still can't do it. My voice today is... Never mind. Maybe by the end of the episode. Anyway, what is this episode about? Well, I thought I would do a day one onwards. We'll do it on hard just for some people. And we'll do it hardcore. This is just a how do I get going? How do you get going at the beginning of the game? And a few tricks and tips as well at the same time. So let's do this. Let's do this. So I have no idea where I'm going to spawn. It doesn't matter. It's going to be how to get ready for night one. What to do. Okay, right out of the bat, here we are. What we want to be doing is following the little tutorial thing. So let's turn that on. In gameplay, you can do show tutorial. So whether you have it on or off, whatever, let's get that going. It says destroy cars to get a piece of iron. So destroy doesn't, you don't actually get rid of the car, you just press F. And like the doors fall off. There you go, we might as well do another one. It says now, destroy a bush to get tree branch. Now, it's very important to get these initial things on the go. You're probably thinking, why is that? It's because they're going to give you a trap machine at some point. And you're going to want that. Craft a felling axe. Now, before we even do that, we're going to need a stone. And the stones you're looking for are these... Oh, that's mushrooms. So these little ones are on the floor. Just look around. You will find one somewhere. Honest. Sometimes you can be unlucky and there's nothing nearby. Don't panic. Just go for a little wander. There we go. Right. To craft, just press tab in here. An axe. Get your axe. Press I to open your inventory as well if you want. And put it on a quick bar. Destroy a tree. With your low-level items, this can take a little while. You can level your items up as we play, so don't worry. So I'm going to do another one. Why not? Let's just get a bit more wood. Now, straight away, you're going to see me switch from walking around with the axe to walking around with the dagger. The reason for that is you move faster based on the weight of the weapon. And daggers are really light, so let's do that. I'm just grabbing these. And then we're going to do the next one, build a foundation. Now, why aren't I just like rushing off and building a foundation straight away? It's because really we want our foundation to be where we're going to survive the night. There's no point me just randomly building a foundation. And I'm also going to grab these. And then we're going to move away from this entrance to somewhere... I would say a bit flatter. Somewhere you've got a bit of space. I mean, up there is not too bad, but we'll discuss that in a moment. So I'm just grabbing the resources outside your bunker. You might as well. And you're probably thinking, why am I like destroying more little bushes? One of the resources you're going to get a lot of in the early couple of days that you think are going to be rubbish are tree branches, and they are not rubbish. You are going to want lots of tree branches. You might think, oh, I've already got like 100 of them or something. Believe me, eventually you're going to want a lot of them. So first place to look at, I suppose, is by here. Negatives of it. Well, in theory you've got zombies above you, so this looks really nice. But that could be an issue. If they spawn up there, they will potentially be able to leap down on you. The other option is to go up there. That's not a bad option. Let's have a quick look at the map. Press M. There's bound to be a way up. Now, the negatives of being up in there is you're probably in bear territory. So you're going to have regular bear or wolf attacks, which you might not want. The next thing is to look at your location on the map and think how far are you from the middle of the map. we're actually not bad here. The middle of the map, there's a town, which has lots of resources. So if you're close to the town, that is really going to help you for resources later on. Yeah, flat land is not great to come by, but we need to survive night 1. And this isn't too bad. There's a bit of a slope here, so we can probably get them to run along and come into our base over here somewhere. So let's do it. I know the game is all about location, location, location. And this is not the best location to start in, but I will make it work. So let's do B, and then the house, and then floor, as it says there. Pick foundation. When you've got a foundation, you can rotate it, you can raise and lower it, and you can get it quite low. It all comes down to really looking at what your high point of the area is. So this is probably the highest point. I'm going to raise it at 1 here. And then I'm going to build towards the lowest point. Yeah. So it remains flat. So the next thing you'll see is my little object has gone purple. Purple means that I can place it. I just do not have the resources. So if you go back to foundation and have a look, it says I need more logs. We can do that. Now, although it's saying build stairs right now, I'm not going to build stairs right now. Why is that? And that is because I want a length of foundation in front of me. And then I want to build the stairs. So I'm going to build it towards what will be the front and then put the stairs at the front. And I'll show you now in a moment. Grabbing a bunch of logs. Right, so let's build foundation. Now, when you're doing this, you can press the Alt key to snap or unsnap from other things around it. So if I had unsnap, as you can see, this is free flowing. If I press the snap, it locks into place. Yeah. So you want it to lock into place on foundations. Any gap between foundations is going to cause a problem with your zombies pathing to you. And you do not want problems with zombie pathing. You want them to see an obvious route from wherever they're walking to you. And this is going to not just be a day 1 thing. This is going to be a, wave 500 thing should you live that long. Zombie pathing is something you always should be aware of. If they can't path to you, they will start attacking things that you have placed in the world. And that means the wrong parts of your base, and you do not want that. You want zombies to have an easy time just walking around, following the path you've put out to them like a bunch of zombies. Now I want vines. Vines are best gathered from these little bushes. So you also get tree branches, but you want the vines too. So just run around, destroy a few bushes. I'm keeping an eye on those zombies there in the distance. Don't want to get too close yet. We are playing this one on hard. And obviously we're hardcore mode, so death is not an option. We don't want to be dying. Okay, I'm going to put one more foundation. And lower it, snap it in. And then I'm going to build the stairs that they want. So stairs, I need another log. I can get this. You don't have to hit it with the end of the axe. As you can see, I'll do it again. So this is nice. The animation looks nice, but I can walk closer. Not that close. And it'll still cut, even though I'm not actually hitting it with the head of the axe. That's fine. While I'm here, I'm going to make a pickaxe. Pickaxe on 3. I'm also going to clear this. You will be needing the stone not quite straight away though, so I wouldn't collect too much stone on your day 1. It'll stop your base catching on fire when you turn it to stone, but nothing should turn it to fire on day 1. So there you go. We now have completed that. It says turn the lights on and off, so light on, light off, map open, map close. Then it says create an equipment production table. Now, don't get into the idea that you need to build all of your crafting stuff on this thing that you've placed. This thing that you've placed so far is going to be where you're going to kill the zombies. You can quite happily put your crafting stuff over here. So equipment, I need the stones, little ones, not bashing things. It's these little ones on the ground. So don't go running off mining, thinking, I can't get any stone. It's the little ones on the ground is what you want. I'll put more because there's loads here. Now, this one here, hopefully will go to T if I go to here. Yeah, so sometimes when there's lots of things on the ground nearby you can pick up, it's not just F, it's take all. That's useful. And on the way back, I'm actually going to not waste the time walking back. I'm going to continue to collect tree branches, seeds, and vines. You're thinking, why do I want seeds? Well, we're going to want food. We are going to want food. So now that I'm here, I'm going to do... I'm going to put it this side, and I'll tell you why afterwards. I'm going to put down my equipment table. Stick that there. Alright, okay, the reason why I didn't want to put it here is zombies will spawn from here. And I want them just to go down here without any of my stuff in the way. I mean, I can put a palisade between these two just to block this off. But they're going to head towards the stairs if possible. That's what I want. So next says make a bow. Bows are created here. So we can quickly make a bow. We can put that on our hotbar. Make a sleeping bag. Now, even though this is hardcore, and when I would die in hardcore, I don't want to respawn. I do believe if you die in hardcore, you do actually... You don't go to your bed, but I think you go back to an old save. I don't quite know. I've never died yet, thankfully. I don't quite know what the rules are for hardcore. But for me, it's going to be do not die. Period. So, over here, I'm going to put down a sleeping bag. Utility, sleeping bag. It wants more cloth, more rubber. Now, cloth and rubber come from cars and those little boxes. So we are going to have to head down closer to these zombies. Well, here's a little box. This will probably be the cloth. And that truck hopefully will be the rubber. So yet again, we don't want to fight these zombies just yet. So I'm going to come the truck from this side. And hope for rubber. Oil, notes, iron, no. So we're going to have to push on down. Don't be afraid to go off exploring a little bit. You can place flags to show yourself where you came from, but I mean, we know it's just up the road. So I'm looking for stuff that I could harvest for rubber. Not a lot around here. So I'm going to grab these while I'm here. There's another truck there. We could go into houses, but I think you shouldn't really get distracted on your day 1. Focus on getting yourself something for the night. And then once you've got that done, then yeah, if you've got spare time during your day 1, go off and clear out a few houses. Some zombies here, trying to come this side. Hopefully, if they do spot me and they start running towards me, I can just run away. They won't chase me forever. Go on, did I get rubber? No, still no rubber. I mean, we might have to end up killing zombies and hope they drop loot bags for rubber. It's not ideal, but we can do that. Anything easy outside this house I can grab? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's talk about clearing our house then, because we need this rubber. Without this rubber and this sleeping bag, we can't push the quest on. Without pushing the quest on, we cannot get the item we want. Right, so let's actually want a spear. But no, okay. We're going to go with a knife. Maybe that's a mistake. But let's do it. I got 15 arrows. Let's pop him in the head. He's on the ground. Oh, let's not track that other one. So he's going to come on out. I'm switching to my dagger. A spear would be better. Killed him. One hit. These things don't have a lot of hit points. We do a take all. Do we get rubber in the bag? Come on, give me some rubber. Nope. Okay, no worries. Just tag him. Right, he'll come running out. Switching to my knife. Just backing off as I'm fighting. It'll. Oh. Normally you can. Oh, he's. I keep forgetting this is hard mode. He's going to be quite tough. Spear would have been nice, but it is where it is. Don't worry about your hit points being a few down right now. Right, we should be safe enough to get to this. Come on, give me some rubber. Nails, wood. Ooh, we really are struggling on the rubber front here. We're going to have to pop another guy. Run out. Do you know what? I can probably shoot him again as he comes out. Switch to my knife. Okay. If you have taken a lot of damage by now, depending on what difficulty you're on, you'll be given energy bars. But with your trees that you've knocked down, you should have a few pieces of food, fruit and things that you can eat. That will help. Try and save your energy bars. Okay, we're going to need to continue to clear this out. Yet again, run back outside. I'll probably pop her with an arrow when she comes out. And then switch to my dagger. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, she's dead. I really should have built a spear. But we'll talk about spears in a moment. They're good and they're bad. But I just want to try and get some rubber so we can get on with the main quest. Run out again. Switch to dagger. Okay, got a loot bag. That's what we want to see. Better chance of rubber in the loot bag. No, still no rubber. It's not a good way to show you. But on the other hand, if it's tougher for me, then you're going to see how to do things when they're tougher. Okay, there's a zombie right in that room. And he's... Oh, he ducked. This guy is tougher. I am going to back off slightly. And back off a bit more. Kite around. I've got 8 arrows left. Knowing your zombies is useful. Knowing what their powers are, what they do. This one charges. You can also hit quite hard. Okay. Right, after he's charged, leave him alone for a moment and then go in. He's backing up the charges. He's trying to. Ah, I'm facing the wrong way. Okay, he's down. Get all my arrows. Right. Let's go back in. We've nearly cleared this house. Not something I want to be doing on day 1 on a had. But we are where we are. There's me too. Still no rubber. I only got the one piece. This is... We might have to go with it. Let's get my arrow out of the wall. Might have to go without doing the quest on day 1. That could be... Could be tough for us. It's another one of the same type. So he's a charger. Yeah, again, I'm going to back out. He will come out. Give him time. He's taking his time about it. I'm out of arrows. He's going to charge. Let him do a little dance after his charge sometimes and then go back in. Get all my arrows back. Get the one that was probably hitting the wall. There he is. Okay. Let's have a look, see what we've got in here now. There's one in there. This room has no loot in it whatsoever. So we have one more chance. It's in that fridge, in that box. The box probably won't be. It'll probably just be wood and nails. But let's clear this house anyway. Okay, and take all that. Right, this house should be clear now. There should be an arrow in the wall. Okay, last things. Hopefully we can get some. Come on, give me some rubber. Just rebar. I can't believe this. I'm not going to end up with any rubber to actually get myself a trap. Right, okay, let's deal with this. This is like your worst case scenario. No traps. For night 1, hard mode horde. Okay. If this is where we are, this is where we are. It's not the end of the world. Oh, I don't believe I got killed by a fox. I mean, really? Ah, I don't believe it. Don't believe it. I am going to kill this fox. It's the last thing I do. Do you know what? I'm letting it go. I have better things to be doing my time with. Let's do them. So first thing we're going to need is food. So you see on my health bar up there, there's grey sections and black bits at the end. You're going to want to get rid of that black stuff. It's going to continue to get larger and larger, and more of your health's going to disappear. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put down animal trap. Yeah, it can be anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's on grass, road, or even on top of a building. Just put some animal traps down. Next thing you're going to want to do is place a cooking station. Let's get that down. Now, when you see this, it shows like a large area. This is what it's going to look like when it's fully upgraded, not when it starts. So when it starts, it's just the tiny thing. But it will grow to be all that location, okay? Right. Next up, let's get a spear. Just so I have another weapon choice. Now, spears are... Oh, I think I've got a crowbar now. That's quite a good weapon. Oh, I got a katana too. Fantastic. Let's go with the stuff that you're going to start with. A spear is something you can start with. Now, a spear does a jab, and then on the third one, it'll swing. the swing is the one action you do not want to do. So you're best to go jab, jab, and then back off from the zombie for a bit, and then you'll be able to go jab, jab again, and then back off from the zombie for a bit. Don't stand there and do that swing. The zombie will hit you when you do that swing. It's too slow an attack. Okay, we need to think about tonight. And first thing I want to do is I'm going to create another foundation. So I need some logs. Now, normally by now, we would be moving on to creating a research station that will allow us to learn more recipes, and we'd probably put down all the other crafting stations, and we'd be getting ready for not just one trap, but potentially getting things ready for 2 traps on the opening night. But right now, with us not being able to make that sleeping bag, this is going to be a lot tougher than you would normally have night 1. So what I'm doing now is going to probably be, as I said, your worst case scenario. You're not going to want to see this on night 1. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. So even though your quest line is stopped and you can't get that free trap device, it's okay. We have plans. Let's just clear some stuff out of the area, and we can get working. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I want another floor. Yeah. Now that would be where it would normally link. I'm going to press the Alt key so it doesn't link, and I'm going to place it next to it. I'm now going to place the stairs. Sorry, no, I'm not going to place the stairs. Yeah, let's place the stairs, actually. I am going to place the stairs. Let's place another stairs. And I'm going to link it to here. Okay, so what's going on here? You're saying, what's happening? Now, straight away, you'll see that if I'm standing on here, the zombies will path and come to me this way, up these stairs. And if I just do that, they will run all the way down there and path to me that way. So this is basically what I would call a pressure release. So when you've got zombies coming towards you here and they're still alive, you can jump across to here and then they will run backwards. But we have no traps, you say. How are they going to die? Well, one of the things we can do is go to here, go to melee, and barbed fences. So barbed fences want trimmed logs. To make trimmed logs, we're going to want the first of our crafting stations. So let's do that. It's going to be the material bench. It wants 2 boulders. Now we can go and destroy some stone. Get some stone. There's one. Let's go get another one. That gave me 2 boulders, but a few more boulders is never a bad thing, or a few more stone. Just grabbing a second one. So don't go crazy on the stone because you're not going to need it yet. You will need it for night 6 when zombies explode and catch on fire. But for now, just stick down to the crafting station, and all I want is some trimmed logs. 2 trimmed logs, and well, we're actually going to get as many as we can. And the other thing we're probably going to be needing is rope. Let me just see how much we've got. I've only got 5 rope. It's not too bad, but let's have a look at our second crafting station. This one here, we need lumber. Yeah, again, I've just used up all my wood, but no worries. Wood should not be an issue. There should always be lots of wood nearby. Those are trees. We'll put our second crafting station down. And that will be... Oh, I haven't made the lumber. Let's just make the lumber. And then we'll put that down. Okay, so then we will do rope needs cloth. We have no cloth, but we can make cloth out of the pieces of cloth that we got. That now makes cloth. We can now make rope. We can make a couple of rope spare. Let's do it. Let's go up here, onto here, run down here. And you can put them on here. It's not a problem. Put one there. Leave a little gap between them. Put another one there. Another one there. Another one there. That gap should be big enough for them to walk through. It's a bit tight, actually. I'm a little concerned about I might have put them too tight, but nothing we can do right now. I don't want to dismantle them. To destroy them, by the way, you create a claw hammer. And then when you equip the claw hammer, wherever my claw hammer's gone, there it is. You now get the option when you go over things to demolish, to target the floor. Sometimes it's easier to crouch, demolish. Targeting things here can be difficult. You're not sure what you're targeting. So if you hit it, it'll now light up. The reason it's lighting up is because it's lost some hit points and it now says heal me. But because of that, it now makes it obvious whether you're targeting it or something else. And you can do that with anything. But if you demolish stuff, you're going to get less resources than you spent putting it in. You can research a skill to give you more resources back. But at the moment, we haven't really got that luxury. Right, one of the things we want to check on is our traps. We still haven't got anything in our traps. Right, we need to head towards trying to get ourselves some proper trap mechanism here before it's too late. So let's have a look to do that. Now on that, we are going to need this unlock here because we're going to need... Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, we're going to need this unlock here, which you can see has got a padlock on it. And the unlock padlocks is a research bench. Let's get the research bench down. Even though the quest afterwards is going to ask us to put a research bench down, we're going to need it now. So that quest, stopping at the sleeping bag, is really not good. It's probably the worst possible outcome for day one. Is unable to get the quest line done. And I could go off and try and clear more buildings and more stuff. But we're going to run into issues if we run miles away and we still don't have anything set up for night one. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. So I need, for the research bench, I'm going to need another rope, a plank and 2 lumber. A plank, 2 lumber. And on this one, a rope. That gives us the research bench. And click on the research bench. The thing we're going to need to unlock is this one, which means we need to unlock this one first. And then this one. That unlocks these for us. So we want that. So to get this, it's going to want iron ingots and a gear. A gear, yet again, is 2 iron ingots. So if you haven't got the copper wire, when you're looting those cars and little barrel things, that's where you're probably going to get them from. You can mine, if I get my mining, this black stuff, not the white stuff. If you mine the black stuff, you stand a good chance of getting copper ore from it. So let's just mine this. These take a lot longer to break with a low level pickaxe, so just keep on hitting. Another tip is when you're going around and you're wondering whether or not you're able to mine something or, you know, destroy something, if it doesn't change to this kind of like light targetable color when you hit it, the chances are it's just part of the terrain. If it doesn't make a noise or have some kind of bits breaking off it like this is, yet again, chances are it's part of the terrain. For example, if I try and hit this, there's nothing really breaking off it. It's not changing color. There's no obvious noise. That is just the terrain. So, let's do a few of these. Now, things that I potentially want to make copper ingots, as you can see, are way up here on the third unlock of this. So we're going to need to upgrade this as well. This needs things to get my iron, because this is going to need iron and I can't make iron. So this has to be upgraded. If it does this where it doesn't show you the upgrade sometimes, just move. You're probably in the way. So I want 4 planks, some more boulders. The planks I can do. Oh, here we are. There's a rabbit. This is what we want. Get your rabbit. Any seeds you collected will allow you to put this back and go to your cooking station. And what you're going to want to do is just craft some roast small meat. And then you can eat that. And it will not only heal your life bar up, but it'll get rid of that black bar. So that's what you're going to want. So we need a bit more stone. Let's get some stone. Now we're already halfway through the first day. But your first day, you don't start at the beginning of the day. Yeah, you start quite late in the morning. I think it's like 9 AM. So we still have quite a lot of time ahead of us. So even though it looks like 50% of your day is gone, don't panic. You still have time to get things done. I'm going to get one more over here. But as you've noticed, I'm focusing single-minded on First Night Survival. If you're playing, say, normal mode or, you know, one of the lower peaceful modes, you don't have to be so focused as I'm focusing now. The zombie wave on the first night is relatively mild. And also the amount of zombies in some of the houses. Oh, let me show you this zombie. So here we go. We've got a daytime zombie coming after us. I'll explain daytime zombie in a minute. But I'm going to step on here. Right, you can't get to me here. So he will run all the way down the end. And go through those traps. Now, if I step over here, he'll run all the way back through the traps. And if I step back over here, he'll turn around and run all the way back. Now, for one daytime zombie, what I mean by daytime zombies is you get little zombies that attack during the daytime. They're not just stood around. So this works so fine when there's like one. But when there's like half a dozen, that becomes a little harder because they might not all be in a bunch. So you could end up with some waiting for you by here as well as some being over here. So we want more death and carnage up here for night one. If we can't build a proper trap, I suggest making more of these. But let's try and get ourselves ahead of the game here. So I needed to upgrade this. I now need a nail and 4 planks. 4 planks, I can do that. No, I can't. I still need more wood. I'm short. Now, there's other things you can train on the research table that mean that building things, upgrading things, etc., cost you less resources. Now, that is a very wise thing to pick. It's also the same upgrade that gives you more resources back when you dismantle stuff. I'll show you which one that is now. Let's just get this tree. Okay, so on here, this one down here, Junior Builder. Less ingredients for building, more ingredients for demolishing. This is an excellent line to unlock. I don't have enough research to unlock it, but to be honest, you want to get up to Master Builder quite quickly. Another good thing to unlock is your evasion. It means that things will not hit you sometimes. And out of the combat ability, one of the best ones actually is the increased movement speed, so that you can outrun monsters a lot easier. That is very handy. Just makes kiting a lot easier. So, what are we looking for now? I think I want one more plank. And then, was it a nail? I mean, I'm in the way, so if I move back a bit, there you go, the T, come back. One nail. One nail. You can now upgrade this to stage 2. Annoyingly, stage 2 is not enough to make metal ingots. What is stage 3? 8 bricks, 10 trimmed stone. So 8 bricks, I can do all 8. I'll leave the odd last one. 10 trimmed stone. I need more boulders. What else do I need? I need 5 planks. I can do 5 planks. And I need 5 rope. This could be something we're going to struggle with. Let's see. No, we're okay. We've got enough cloth. Now, if you run out of cloth, you're thinking, what's next? Well, you can go and look for some more cloth pieces. But you can also try and upgrade this table. This table, when it's upgraded, will allow you to turn leaves into pieces of cloth. That can be very useful in the early days. I've got another rabbit. Let's get my rabbit. I've got black bar again, so if I eat my rabbit, that will be good. Don't forget to cook your rabbit. Don't just eat your rabbit. If you eat your rabbit, you're going to be in trouble. There you go. Cooked rabbit done. So what was I? Keep forgetting what I need now. I need more what stone for trimmed. For trimmed, I need boulders. Lots more boulders. Okay, let's go get some more. Not the black ones. Just be aware, not just for zombies, but for things like wolves and bears. Now, should you, at this stage, now you're going out, attract a wolf or a bear, if you're on hard difficulty or harder, your best bet is now to run back to your base and get it to run through all of the traps. The zombie traps don't trigger on animals, but the barbed fences do hurt them. Now, as you go up in difficulty, things run faster. So be aware, increasing the difficulty of your game reduces the likelihood you're going to be able to outrun them. And so the distance you should go from your base without good weaponry is limited. Especially into the wild and especially into areas where there could be lots of zombies. Let's get some more. Okay, how many boulders have we got now? We got 6, that's enough. I'm not going to push my luck out there with wolves and bears and things. Oh, there's one right by me. Let's get it. As I said, if we were actually able to have laid down the sleeping bag, it would have gone on to give us the item we're trying to craft now, so we wouldn't have to have done all this extra upgrading so much. We might have been able to just go ahead and craft. It's 7, I do. Okay. 7. Now I can upgrade. Finally, yay! Now I can turn... I can create these into copper ingots, why not? But more importantly, I can make 5. I want to leave a couple of tree branches. If you run out of tree branches, one of the things you can do is turn some of your vines into tree branches. Be careful though, because you need vines for rope. So I now need to go to here and look at my trap machine. I am missing one gear. One gear. I can now do a trap machine. Yay. Now let's see what traps that unlocks for me. So into here, you want to start off with melee. Range, you're going to need ammunition, and you don't have the resources. So on melee, it's a bunch of traps. We'll go through what they all do in a minute, but let's have a look, see what we're missing. So we're missing ropes, woods. Yeah, all these are... Cutters are great versus trash. It's a good one to start with. So, I'll go through what they all do in a moment, but I need a lot of rope. And here we are straight away. We're going to be stuck for rope. As I said, we've got enough for 2. Not enough. How much to upgrade this? Problems. So we could go and look for stuff to make rope, or we can upgrade the station. Let's just have a quick look and see what else I need to build this trap. 2 planks, 3... Well, 2 lumber, 3 planks. So I do not have any resources for all this stuff I'm trying to do. What's the time? 6 o'clock in the evening. It's still fine. It's just we still have a lot of work to do for night 1. As I said, if you're not on night 1, and... Sorry, if you're not on hard mode, you're on an easier mode, a lot of this becomes less important. You can just fight off the night horde on the easier modes. But also, if that sleeping bags, I keep saying, wasn't stuck quest for me, and I was able to place it, we wouldn't have the issues we're having right now. So your day 1 will only be this frantic, like I am now, if you want to try and get a second zombie trap built, which you can. This is exactly what you'd be doing if you want to try and get that second zombie trap built. I need some more vine, I know I do, so just collecting some vine. I know it looks like it's getting darker. You might not have noticed it on your screen because I've got a gamma running through the processing. But do not worry about the dark. The only thing you need to worry about is the clock. The clock on the left, top right. The wave is only going to attack you when it gets to midnight. You can get daytime zombies, but the one you're worried about is when it gets to midnight. Okay, so let's go back to here. Yet again, what am I after? I'm after 4 planks. Upgrade is this what I'm lost a minute? I think that's what I need for the trap, isn't it? For the trap itself is what I was looking at. Another lumber for the trap. Let's do that while we're at it. But I'm probably going to have to upgrade this. I'm not sure I'm going to... Let's get the trap stuff first. Just in case we find what we need without upgrading. In that case, I need 3 nails, which I can do. So the only thing stopping me right now is rope, which means I need cloth. Now we have time. I'm going to run down that road a little longer. Avoid some of these zombies on the side. And I can see stuff already. These will give me cloth. Just grab them quickly. Try and not to aggro the zombies. If we do, and you're in no condition to fight, run back to your base. You can always just run away. A lot of these zombies that are around, you know, prefabricated buildings will not chase forever. They will give up the chase. So you can... I'm not going to bother shooting the fox. We might want our arrows for tonight. Okay, there's a zombie there. Probably want to kill this zombie because there's a bunch of stuff here we want. Let's do that. So, bow. Go get our arrows now. Our arrows will all roll down the hill if we're not careful. Okay. Let's... Oh, they've come over. Oh, we've attracted somebody. I just didn't move at all. Just let her hit me. Oh, I could use the spear, couldn't I? Let's show you the spear. Now you can aim for the head sometimes, which is really useful. Just run off a bit, come back round. There we go. Go get all my arrows. Oh, we've got another zombie right there. They just will not give up the loot. But I want that loot. That's going to solve our problems. Ow. Okay. Right, let's go and get the loot and then get back to our base. So what we're after, these little boxes. I think I've tagged the drum there, but that's fine. Oh, we'll have the drum anyway. The drum can drop copper coil, which is what we want for more traps. It didn't, it just gave me a piece of iron, but it can drop them. So they're worth having. I do not want any more zombies. So when you're running, you'll see your stamina bar is going down. If you just let go of your shift key, let it come back up, but still keep going forward and then run again, you will outrun just about anything other than a bear by doing that. Right, okay. Let's go back to making ourselves some cloth. Oh, you're not going to tell me I'm one short. I could be one short, you know. No, we're okay. We're okay. Phew. If we were one short, we would have to go back out. Really. So, let's put down our first zombie trap. Yay! Now, let me go through the different traps at this point and what they're good for. We'll start with the cutter. The cutter is ideal at hitting things that don't run close to the ground. Now, there's only two things in the game that go close to the ground. One is the exploding bosses, and the other one are the little crawlers with no legs. Now, a little crawler with no legs has very few hit points and will probably not get past your barb spikes. And they're very slow. The exploding bosses will not be turning up on nighttime waves until wave 6, if I remember rightly. So you don't have to worry about those right now. So what else are they good for? Well, they do great damage versus anything, not just on the square, but if we place it down there, I'll show you. The blades actually extend quite a way into the next platform. So I'm going to place one down and just show you exactly what I mean. Didn't actually place that very true. It's off to one side, but it doesn't matter. So these blades are actually going to start cutting and hurting them when they're in this. And when they get hit, they stagger and slow down. So they will be slowing down inside your spiked area and taking damage from this. And then they'll still take damage when they're in this square. So these are great for getting rid of trash mobs. The low hit points, I call trash mobs anything that's not a boss. So any non-boss mob will take a lot of damage from this. Let's go through the other traps. A spiked floor it has 100 uses, which is really good. It doesn't do that much damage. It does stop the zombie briefly, and it does hurt the exploders because it'll hurt things no matter how they crawl across there. they're best used in conjunction with other traps to stop people where you want them. A good example would be for that, if I had it, say, here, when they left this trap and stood here, the spike would then hit them, causing them to stop, which means the cutter would continue to cut them. Yeah? So it's good in conjunction with other traps. There's other traps that it's better for again, but we'll come to that in a moment. Next trap, the shredder. The shredder is really nice. It's a long object, and it forces things to run either to the left or to the right of it. Now, what you can do is what's called a double shredder, and that is don't build walls first on either side. Put these down first, and as you can see, you can actually hang them over the edge, and that actually allows you to put two. It will actually allow you to put two on the same platform by having them slightly overhang the edges. And what that will do is the zombies that have to pass down the middle will then get hit by both shredders. The shredders do really nice damage. And shredders hit all types of zombies. So you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just use lots of shredders? Well, shredders are going to be using charges when things are on two foundations, so their charges will run down quite quick. And secondly, if you have a corner, if a zombie comes in on the corner and misses half of your shredder's not really going to be doing anything, but it's still going to be expending charges. So you want to be maximizing a shredder. So you want a nice length of a shredder, but realizing that it's going to run low on charges quite quickly because it's two squares. So you want other things in there, not just shredders. Although a shredder base is pretty cool. We'll skip guillotine in a moment. We'll come to compressor. Compressors are a single square crusher. It is good single damage, but it's only got 25 charges. And not only that is... Well, sorry. Let me just rephrase that. It's got 25 charges, but it's good at doing other things. It's quite slow in its attack, so the 25 charges will last you a long time, but it won't always be hitting your monsters. It takes quite a while for the plunger to go back up to the top. When you place it down, as you can see, the little corners of it are actually inside the foundation. So these are really good when you actually have a turning in your base, and you don't want zombies to just cut the corner. If you put one of these down, it forces them to go around that little pole and into this square before they run into that square. Otherwise, they tend to try and cut the corners, and you might have a trap here that doesn't really get a chance to do anything because things will just cut straight across. Or it's not getting its full potential of damage, let's say. A cutter on a corner is not so good because let's imagine this is a corner. The cutter is really good when things go across the whole length of it and it gets maximized amounts of spin damage. If something can cut this corner, it's just going to take a few little nicks from the edges and you're not maximizing the damage. So cutters are not good on corners. Let's go for some others quickly. We have time. Guillotines. Guillotines are... If I put the snap on, it shows you that I can have one at the beginning of a block or the end of a block. Yeah, so that's 2 per foundation. You can turn the snap off and you can actually have 10.5, because they actually rest halfway between one foundation and another, in a single platform. Now, they don't have much charges. They have 10 charges, but they do a lot of damage. And they will do a lot of damage versus the bosses that explode, which is really good. They're good at just striking down, maybe with a crusher in combination, to get rid of a boss. Now let's look at another good way of getting rid of bosses, those exploders especially. So if we had that compressor, I call it crusher, but compressor. If you have that, plus you can also put a floor spike underneath the compressor, which will stop them in place, giving your compressor time to raise back up again and slam back down. Plus, you can put guillotines both in front and behind the compressor, you've really now got one piece of platform that is, especially for the early waves, almost guaranteed to kill those exploding zombies. So if you made this one stone, and this one stone, so they don't catch on fire, you put all that stuff in here, the exploding zombie is going to run in, die here, explode, and not catch your wood on fire because you've turned it to stone. Last main trap, the pendulum. The pendulum is huge. Look how big it is. It's 3 squares. It does really good damage on the foreswing and the backswing, and it's one of the first traps they're going to ask you to build. It does do good damage. It's slow, but when it hits things, it does knock them back slightly. So if something's running up here and the pendulum hits them, quite often it knocks them back a bit. But then on the backswing, it knocks them forwards a bit if they're still alive. So it kind of evens out. So not always going to give you the result you want, but they do good damage when they hit. Now, I've got some black bar. I'm just going to go and get myself some food. This time a fox is dead here. In these small ones, you're just going to catch rabbits and foxes. But that's not a bad thing. In the early days, you want rabbit and fox items. We'll come to that in a minute. Let me just eat this to get rid of that black bar. Okay. So there's a couple other traps I want to just cover, some specials. Let's go through them. The bait trap is really nice. You're not going to get a bait trap on your day one. I wouldn't worry about even trying to get there. You will not have enough large meat. But the bait trap is going to attract the zombies instead of you. So if you had a bait trap here, you could actually quite happily, stand over here with your sword, wherever, and just start hacking at the zombies as they run past. They will ignore you. They will go for that bait trap. As long as it's in range. There is a range on how far they can smell the bait. I would tell you what that range is, but the dev keeps modifying at the moment, trying to rebalance. At the moment, I think it's probably about 5-6 foundations. It could be longer, but just be aware that if your bait trap is too far away, then they're not going to go for it. They'll go for you. But one of the things you want to think of with the bait trap is you don't want the zombie to ever get there. If they get there, they'll destroy it, and that's the end of the bait trap. So what you could do is have another path going back up again. So the bait trap is actually right here, but it's the other side of a wall, in which case they'll run all the way down through all your traps and then run all the way back up. And you can do that zigzagging lots of times, which we will do. If it was like night 2 or 3, we would zigzag up and down quite a lot to make it a lot longer. But on night 1, you probably don't have the resources to be thinking of massive long bases. So don't try. Just do something simple for night 1. Just so you can survive. Other traps, special. We've got the ankle trap. Don't bother. Just do not bother. just completely ignore it. The only other one here that's interesting is the trapdoor. It does take another trap machine. Now the trapdoor is something you need to have up in the air. You need walls nearby to support it. But once you've got it, when they run across it, they will actually drop down, potentially to then go and re-enter your maze all over again. There are pitfalls with using trapdoors, mainly because when the trapdoor opens, the pathing is blocked. So you do need to create a multiple path base. And that's too much to even think about really on night 1. You shouldn't be thinking about such a complicated base. You just want to survive the first night. So we'll skip that. Right, I was talking about upgrading weapons. So let's have a quick look at that now. So if you go to your equipment station, equipment bench, and you go to the 3rd icon, you'll see +1s next to things. This means you can upgrade them from a standard into a slightly better. Now, although I have a katana, which is really cool, your chances are you won't have such cool weaponry on night 1. in which case you might want to upgrade your bow just for a bit more damage when you're shooting, or your spear or your knife. Yeah, because this is night one you're thinking of. You just need to try and survive. What are you going to do to survive? The bow sounds good, but believe me, when you're here, you're too busy focusing on the distance that the zombies are and where they are and swapping back and forth to be really worried about shooting with a bow. If anything, when something gets a bit too close, you might want to be there with your spear just to poke them, or your knife for that quick finish. So if you want to upgrade anything, I would probably upgrade one of those starting pieces, either the knife or your spear. The spear sounds like a great choice. You will ditch your spear the moment you get yourself better weaponry. So don't waste your points on a spear. If you have anything to choose, I would just choose a knife, because you're going to ditch your bow the moment you get a crossbow or a gun. Some people still use bows late game, but really they're good for just tagging a monster to say, hey, come here. Not so much for killing it. The moment you get other weapons, you will probably be using other weapons to kill zombies. Not so much your bow. But we've got enough resources to upgrade the knife. And since we have spare, we'll do this just for the tag. Just for the tag. Okay, that's done. We cannot afford any more. They'll disappear from your hotbar when they upgrade. Don't forget to put them back on. So if we are going to potentially tag, we want some more arrows. This just eats up a lot of your stuff, but it's not 1 for 1. So that's not 3 arrows. That's 15 arrows, okay? So they're 5 per pop. You don't need to go crazy thinking, oh, I need to try and make 20 arrows. That's a lot of arrows. Now, it's getting dark. It's 2 hours before the attack. We can put the light on. I won't put the light on, I think, because it does cause like a foggy haze on the recording. And even when you're playing, it makes it harder to see things further away. Sometimes you're better off just ignoring the light. But it's up to you. You might find it easier. There is a gamma shift inside the game if you want to brighten the game up yourself. Then you can go into gamma and turn that up. And just... We've got 2 hours now. So, before they arrive, I'm just doing a little bit of harvesting. Oh, perfect. Another piece of food. And rabbits. The skin and the bones from rabbits is what we need to turn tier 0 items into tier 1. So early on, not only is the rabbits giving you food, they're giving you weapon increases. Now tier 1 to tier 2 is fox. Now we have some fox, but it's not just fox. We'll have a look to see where else in a moment. Get some of this. And I'm going to... When you get higher levels, you get less energy bars to start with. So if you're on the lower difficulty, sorry, difficulty, I mean not level. If you're on lower difficulty, you'll get more of these. On the higher difficulty, you'll get none to start with. So let's have a quick look in the equipment to upgrade something from 1 to 2. So from 1 to 2 is this one here to 2. If I click on it, I need tape. I got the fox, I need the tape. You can create tape, but I think it's going to need rubber that we don't have. Yeah, you need the circular rubber. If I make circular rubber, it's actually going to use up the piece of rubber I need for the quest. So yeah, we can't make rubber. We can make plastic, but we can't make rubber. So that inability for us to make a sleeping bag was a bit tough on us, I must admit, but that's okay. I'm just checking on lighting. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. You know what? I might make this a light. It's not something you should be focused on when you're playing. But I am going to make us a light. I can make some fuel. What else do I need? I need 2 nails and 1 trimmed log. So 2 nails and a trimmed log. This will just make it easier for you to see what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to put a light down on the floor by here. I think nice and close there. Fantastic. So when we're now up here, we'll get a better view of what's going on down there. Now, one of the things that is going to happen is this is going to run out of charges, this cutter, but they have 100 charges. Now, later on, when you've got lots of zombies attacking you, you're going to want to build ways that you can like reach through a window and replenish this, but have like walls to protect you so the zombies can't get to you. Now, we'll look at doing that maybe if people want me to do a this is how to survive day 2. But for now, we're not going to run out of 100 charges. There's not going to be that many zombies tonight. I just seen some zombies and they're moving. Thought they might be coming our way, but no, we're fine. And we're just going to stand on here. We got 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes before they turn up. Each hour is 5 minutes. Real life. So we've got a little bit of time. Just grab a few more resources. I could think about building some kind of storage now to get rid of all the rubbish from my backpack. But honest with you, you've got bigger things to be doing on night 1. Getting yourself some kind of defense up for night 1 is critical. Unless you're playing on a low difficulty, in which case understanding how to kite zombies, how to fight them going backwards with a spear or some other nice weapon you have is more important. Now, let's just quickly go through a few weapons when we have them. So, the dagger, fast attack. Every time a zombie gets hit, chances are they will stop what they're doing. So a dagger is really good for interrupting things that do stuff, like the butcher. So daggers are fast, really good. The spear I've shown, it's very much that single location attack. And if you leave a pause between them, whether you're backing off or whatever, you will keep thrusting. But if you just keep clicking your attack, your third one is just a stupid attack that'll get you killed. The katana is nice big sweeping strikes. You can cover quite a large area. It's relatively slow compared to some of the other weapons, but it can damage your own stuff if you hit it. See, each time I'm swinging, it's hitting this and damaging it. So not good for a closed environment. You're best off using a dagger or the spear. We've got a crowbar here. Let's get the crowbar up. The crowbar does good damage. It's not that slow, but it is slower than your dagger, so be careful. But it's not hitting the environment around me. So it is quite a handy weapon. If I had to choose between the spear and the crowbar, kind of depends what monster I'm going up against. But the crowbar's not bad. I'd still personally, I'd either usually go for the faster attack of the dagger or the reach of the spear. Yeah. But it depends what difficulty settings you're on. The higher difficulty, the spear is less useful because they're faster than you. They will close inside your spear range, making something like the crowbar more useful. And that's all the weapons I've actually got on me. I don't have anything else to show you. Other weapons that we can talk about. The hand flamer you can create is really good, but you need fuel. Lightsaber you can create is probably my most favorite. Great cover on it, but it will damage stuff nearby. The guns, there's guns. They are good for killing bears. A gun is a really good way to get down a bear. And other than that, they just don't do enough damage at the high end, so don't get too attached to your guns. Crossbow, slower than the bow, but great single target damage. Good for hunting. You can shoot something with a crossbow in the head and it might drop one hit. It's where with an arrow, you shoot a boar or a deer, it'll just run off with your arrow. A boar will actually attack you, but that's besides the point. What else have we got which is good weaponry? The big hammer. Hammer's very, very slow, the big crushing hammer, but it does crazy amounts of damage. That's actually better sometimes for destroying rocks and trees. It can single out and kill, you know, a zombie. If you hit it, it'll just kill it in a blow usually, but it's slow. Okay, here we go. The wave has started. We'll go closer just so we can watch. They'll start spawning and coming to the base. Now, when they first spawn, it can take a while for that first few zombies to turn up on the wave. So don't panic if you're thinking, oh, where are they? Where are they? It can take a little bit of time for them to turn up, especially on night 1 or wave 1, which is around now. They take their time coming to say hello. Just be patient. I just think of any other weapons that are good to talk about. There's a spiked club. That's a nice weapon. Got a good axe swing on it. Does some really good damage. Definitely a nice choice if you can find a spiked club. Okay. When they start coming now in a moment, they will just be in their odd 1s and 2s, especially as this is, you know, the very first wave to deal with. But at some point, which on the first wave I do believe is at hour 1, as whereas later on it's at hour 2. But the hour 1 wave will have, say, 4 or 5 zombies in it. If you haven't built a base, you're gonna need to back off. You can sort of back off and kite them, run around a lot. So this is the first zombie. We can back off just in case we need to. She didn't make it past the cutter. We could go up and replenish this cutter, but it's got 99% basically left. Just leave it go. The chances are most of these zombies now will not get past the cutter. Yeah, see the cutters, get rid of them. Even on a hard difficulty, the cutter is fantastic versus trash mobs. Another word of advice, don't stand too close to where the zombies are coming in. Not because you'll get hit by your own traps, which you will. But some of them can leap and charge, as you've seen. And if they see you, they will try and charge and leap. And you don't want them to do that. So back off. I would always advise staying, you know, quite a ways back, so that those special functions that some zombies got don't trigger. Instead, they just run the gauntlet first. It gives you lots more control. So here we go. It's all nice. So you see at 91%. Or I say percent, but 91 charges out of 100. I say I doubt you're going to need to refill it on wave 1. Just let it do its thing. We've got a barb spikes, so softening them up first. So the cutter doesn't have to do much. So simple defense, nothing complicated. And even though I've only got 1 trap, if things get bad and they come through, all I've got to do is step on there. And they'll run back through those traps. And then step back on here and just send them back and forth. I am fully and utterly in control of this fight. Zero risk to me. So that's what you want to do for day 1. Day 2, I would suggest go and explore, get some more resources. Try and, you know, if this was going to be my day 2 next, I would have to get that sleeping bag quest completed. Because what I'd want is at least one more trap device down for the second day. And to be honest, I would probably pick another cutter. Even though it wants me to put down that big pendulum, which I would do, I would want to be trying to get the resources for another cutter, which I would probably put next to this cutter, and then I'd have a space for the big pendulum. The reason for that is there's nothing that's going to be attacking early on that the cutters can't deal with, and cutters are great for getting rid of the non-bosses. And then I would put a corner here and have a path going back down, so that I could stand, you know, probably at that end, or maybe have it coming back down for a third time and stand over here, so that they have a long zigzag to go for. But then I would also create a way to get into like the middle zone so that I can recharge traps. And that would handle the first 5 nights very easily. Upgrading this wood to stone would allow you to survive night 6 when you've got the flamer, the exploder. But that's something you need to be thinking about. Is between now and night 6, you need to make this base fireproof. Do not have a wooden base for night 6. At least if for the areas where you think the flaming boss is going to die at, make sure all of that is stone. If you're not sure when that is and you haven't got enough resources, do a break of stone, wood, so that the one that's on fire cannot spread. And if you repair the one that's on fire, the fire will go out. So put fire breaks. And if you build walls, which you're going to want to do, make sure they have fire breaks. Otherwise, the walls are just going to be feeding on and on and on. We're nearly now the big main wave. You can see it in the distance, maybe coming up the road. There's 1, 2, there's like 8, well, 10 of them. There's a load of them coming up. A real mass charge. I'm on hard mode, so there's more of them. There's loads going to come in now. I still haven't replenished my cutter. I don't need to. The cutter has got... So one's got through. Oh, almost. See? That cutter reaches into the next square. Even though he got past, the cutter still killed him. That's it. If any had gone past, I would have just stepped on there. So there you go. That's it. I've still got 42 charges at 100. Wave 1 on hard mode. Complete. All done. Some treasure for me to loot. Go on, give me some rubber. Just to make my life easy here. It's not going to give me rubber, is it? It's just not going to happen. Plastic. Gunpowder. No, no rubber. Typical. So there you are. I'm hoping that was useful for people who are, say, new to the game and they're asking, how do I survive those first few nights? The ones that are real tough, especially if you want to try and play hard mode, where you can't afford to die. I had the hardest game here because I couldn't build a sleeping bag. So I had to go and do all of this upgrading to allow me to get ahead and get that trap down. If you have a sleeping bag built, you'll get given that trap device, which really does take the pressure off this mad crafting to start. But yeah, food you want, so get yourself some traps down, get yourself a cooking place down, and there you are. There you have it. Night 2, to be honest, you don't really need to do much. Just add one more trap, I would say. If you, for some reason you cannot get another trap, let's think of worst case scenario. if you can get the other resources for more barbed spikes, don't put them too close together so they can't get through. But you could potentially put some more here, or get rid of this stairs, put another foundation here, and then put the stairs here, and then put another foundation's worth of barbed traps up there, barbed spikes, so that you can soften up that wave before your cutter gets rid of them. Right, so if you enjoyed that, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave comments and likes or dislikes. I really don't mind. Be honest, you know, tell me what you want, and if I can, I'll make another video for you. So thank you very much, and see you next time for an episode. Let's try it this time of Night of the Dead. Hey, I'm alright this time. My voice is holding. Okay, thank you very much, and goodbye.